James Hearst is a local poet who's best known for his poetry, published over 600 poems in his lifetime, but he also produced a kind of wide-ranging body of prose literature, and this exhibit was meant to highlight that.
He was very passionate about farmers. He was very much an advocate for them.
He wrote a lot about loneliness and the importance of building relationships.
He was very passionate about people speaking up, and especially for students to, exert their rights and to be heard.
This semester, I was working with the Introduction to Graduate Studies in English class, and they put together an exhibit on the prose of James Hearst. James Hearst is a local poet who's best known for his poetry, published over 600 poems in his lifetime, but he also produced a kind of wide-ranging body of prose literature, and this exhibit was meant to highlight that.
It was an eye-opening experience because I thought I would find a lot of farm poetry, but it turned out that he was way more than a farm poet. Like an educator, a philosopher, a very proud American, and his vision is very transcending.
And we talked about what it is that we'd like to see. One of the first things was, hey, we have his desk, and we have the lamp that he used, and so we were talking about how to structure that and get that going, and we talked about different avenues of what we'd like to bring into it.
Is that a typewriter, the style that he used, an Underwood manual typewriter. It's not his original one, but we were able to get a nice one from the UNI Museum.
So it was interesting to see the typed manuscripts and then his own handwritten notes on a lot of them where he was making changes. That was one of my favorite parts, I think, about putting the exhibit together.
James Hearst's first wife, though she was a nurse by profession, she was also a fictional writer. James Hearst, after her death, took the manuscript, did some work to it, and completed the actual story. And the novel was called Bonesetter's Brawl.
James Hearst's first published article was about getting his first radio and the difference that made on a farm where it was hard to get access to a lot of culture. And it's a great piece. You can see in 1923 the distinct voice that he had throughout his writing career. And this is the first time, I think since 1923, that anyone's seen that piece. From the get-go, as soon as students got here at UNI, they could get involved in being a part of the community, in producing the kind of cultural and the intellectual work of the community. And that's something that they didn't have to just wait until they graduated for. That's something that they were able to do right from the beginning. And I think that's one of the things that makes the experience at UNI here really notable, that students do get a lot of individual attention and that they are able to really do their best work right from the get-go.